Hi, everybody. My name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And we are the YHWH and the Torah channel. And we thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. We love you guys very, very much. Our family is your family. We are the people who believe that the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator that you can find in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy are good for all time. When it says that we need to keep them for all generations, we truly believe that. And there are no commandments that are hard to keep. There are no commandments that are outdated. There is nothing that is past the test of time. And they are here for us for all time. And what we are reading today is we're reading an amazing book. It is the book of the Natsarim, and it is the words of Messiah Yahushua. And we are in chapter 10. And for those who do not know who Messiah Yahushua is, there was no man named Jesus. There were no J's in Hebrew. The letter does not exist in the Hebrew language. Our Messiah was a Hebrew man, and so his name was Yahushua. Some say Yeshua. It's definitely not Jesus, but this is who our Messiah is, Yahushua HaMashiach. Chapter 10. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's get into this. Some days later, Yahushua was in another place with about 60 disciples, one of whom said to him, "There is Joshua the faster, who claims to be the Mashiach of Elohim, and Yosef, who proclaims deliverance by the sword. While many say the enlightener and deliverer are two men, the gale of words makes it difficult to get a bearing on the harbor entrance." All right,
So I guess we two people here, and they're like, "I'm the Messiah. I'm going to save you guys."
yeah, and Messiah told us this a long time ago. He's like, "Many will come in my name. Many will say, I am him. But don't be tricked." And so I guess even way back in the day, you had Joshua the Faster, who claims he's the Messiah. So whoever that was.
It's quite the nickname.
Joshua the Faster, maybe?
Joshua the Faster. Just
Do you suppose he fasted a lot, or do you suppose he was very fast and speedy?
Fasted a lot.
Like Naphtali or something? Okay, 2. Yahushua said, "Things are changing, and many alive today will live to see a different world. I come to set men free by removing the shackles of ignorance and to deliver them from evil and from themselves." Okay, something he didn't say right here is I come to set men free by removing the Torah, right? That is what the Christian religion believes. And in fact, not just Christians, you will have, every religion falls under Christianity. They say the Mormons say they're Christians, the Catholics say they're Christians, everybody, we're all Christians. And to be a Christian, you're supposed to be a follower of the Christ, right? And so if you are kicking the Torah to the curb, that means you are not a follower of Christ, which means you would be a fake Christian. 3. Hearing this, many of the disciples left, and Yahushua said to those who remained beside him, "Do you also wish to go your way?" Kepha answered for all, "Master, your teachings excel those of others, for they carry the hope of eternal life. We believe you to be the chosen messenger of Yahuwah who speaks with his voice. We accept what you say because it responds to the yearnings of our hearts." Yahushua said, "We all make mistakes, and though I have chosen unwisely with others, I have not been mistaken with you." Okay, this is very interesting.
Was he talking about like picking disciples?
Yeah,
So probably Judas.
Judas or, all these other people, right? He just had a whole boatload of them leave, right? He had 60 people just here, and he just offended majority of them, and they all left. And it's interesting that Messiah even talks about, wisdom or being unwise, and things that you do make you unwise. And Messiah was obviously still learning the whole world. 6. Yahushua did not proclaim himself to the people according to their understanding, and devoted much time to the teaching of disciples. This concerned mainly the coming rule of Elohim. But to the 12 he taught many hidden things, for there was knowledge suitable only for a few. He said to them, "You are among those entitled to know the secrets concerning the rule of Elohim. But to those who are not numbered among the elect, everything should be explained simply and in parables. It is truly written in the sacred books, they may see with the eyes and be deceived, and hear without understanding. But if they would only turn to Yahuwah, their ignorance would be wiped away." How do you turn to Yahuwah? What does that mean? What is he saying by this?
You would soften your heart. You would stop the pushback of Yahuwah, and you would open your Bible and read the Torah. You would start doing what his commands are.
Yeah, you would do just what, if that is how we are the only way forward, the way that we need to be is with the Torah. If we take the Torah and we toss it in the trash, or we do something other than that, we are going to be ignorant, and that's not what we need to be. We need to be very smart in the Torah. We need to keep these and hold them tight. 8. Then Yahushua appointed the 12 as apostles to go out among the people and proclaim the things he had said. The 12 were Shimon, renamed Kepha, Jacob, and Yochanan, sons of thunder, Andrew, Sardonius, Sardonitis, Philip, Bardrush, Bartholomew, the stranger, Matthiahu, the Levite, Thomas, son of Jonas, Thaddeus, called Labios, before he came, Jacob, son of Alphaeus, Yahuda of Iscariot, and Shimon of Canaan, the zealot. Yahushua sent them out with these instructions. Avoid Samaritan towns. Keep away from places where the people are being stirred up for strife, but go to the Yahudim wherever they are to be found. When entering a dwelling, give the greeting, peace be on this house. So there's a command that we have that Messiah said, and we've talked about this before, right? About peace and how what we say, like peace be upon you, and there's something about that, right? Did you have something to say, Jobs?
And typically don't go to Samaritan towns for whatever reason. They're not good people. We know we have the parable of Good Samaritan, but these places aren't good places.
Yeah, and at first, remember what Messiah said to begin with is, I am not here I'm sent for the lost sheep of Yisrael. Right. And so he's going first to all of the people who have a shot at this first.
Right, the people who should be kind of understand the Torah. Those people, because if you go to a Gentile place, you go to Moab or something, they're not going to understand. Be like, the Torah, but what's that? So you have to teach them the Torah and everything. So he's going to try to get other people that know the Torah first.
Yep, absolutely. And so he's sending them to the people that should know this first. 10. I know that you are being sent like sheep delivered to the wolves, for you do not bear the message expected by the people. So be careful, always alert, cunning as serpents and harmless as doves. Be aware of those who would bring you before their courts, and do not concern yourself about what to say. For when it becomes necessary, you will receive inspiration from the Ruach HaKodesh, and words will come. 11. I can assure you of this. Whoever stands by me, upholding my cause before men, him I will stand beside before the council of heaven. Give no heed to what is said about me. It is already forgiven. But slander against the powers of the Ruach HaKodesh, which is in the hand of Yahuwah, is unforgivable. Eli, what do you make of this? Were you sleeping?
No.
Were you kind of dozing off a little bit?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Cade, what do you make of this?
So we've heard this before. We've heard these things before, where you'll be taken to the courts. But he says a few new things, which is, you will get inspiration from the Ruach, and we just heard that the Ruach will tell us what to say. But this one says the Ruach will basically give us inspiration, basically speak for us, and that's true. When there's times of that Yahuwah speaks through you, you will speak things that you didn't even know you could say. You will speak inspirational things to the people of Yahuwah that will change people's lives forever. And then another one was that we get a little more different when you curse Ruach HaKodesh, which is in the power of Yahuwah.
Yeah, and one thing I saw on this is that there's a council of heaven, which is very interesting. And this is where, if you are standing for Messiah's cause now, it says he will stand beside. He's going to stand beside you before the council of heaven. That's very, very important, right? This is the point that we do not want to be denied access. 12. One of the 12 said, we will meet other teachers whose words will not be the same as those spoken by you. Yahushua said, this will certainly be so, for to each man his own road and his own light. But truth is truth. Whoever proclaims it and must be obeyed. However, truth is something rarely seen clearly, and even many who see it have difficulty in describing it to others. Speak about the good and evil which are manifested in the lives of men, and tell them each shall be judged according to his works. Okay, Eli, what do you make of this?
I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
Still trying to figure it out yourself?
So you're getting judged by your works, right? And now people say works won't save you, but they're obviously going to condemn you. So why not do the best of the works you can do so you are not getting judged and sent to the hell?
Yeah, and this is the truth is we know the truth will set us free, and there's something about the truth that is, our Creator is bound to it, right? He cannot lie, and He is always about the truth. And we live in a world that is completely opposite of the truth. It is nasty, and everything's a lie. It's all a hoax. We live in a hoaxed out world. 14. YHWH said, "Men will always go astray, but those who lead them astray cannot shun responsibility. Remember what I have said about those who stand behind the wrongdoings and foolishnesses of others, hidden from sight and untouchable by men. It would be better for them to have a millstone hung about their necks and be thrown into the sea than to suffer what they will for leading innocents astray." This is a huge thing right here, right? This is one of these things that, we have all of these pastors and preachers and all of these guys that sit there on YouTube, and everybody's preaching, everybody's telling everybody the way, and at the end, y'all can always donate to them, you can always send money to them, and you can send your tithes to them, you can do all of this stuff, right? But it is very, very clear that those teaching people, and they're teaching them wrong, are going to be in very much trouble, very, very much trouble, especially where you're leading innocent people astray. 15. Be on guard against undutiful inclinations, and work in harmony one with another. If your companion offends you, rebuke him without anger, and if he indicates regret, forgive him wholeheartedly, even though he offends you many times, and contrite, forgive him. Eli, is this your motto? Do you work on this? Is this good? Do you work in harmony with your brothers?
Sometimes I try.
Sometimes you try. This is the family bus ride, and in fact, I don't know. This is the best way that we see these things that come up here. What do you make of this, gentlemen? Be on guard against undutiful inclinations and work in harmony one with another.
So you're supposed to work with people, and if someone sins against you, just forgive them, or tell them if they sinned against you, and if they're sorry about it, forgive them.
Right. So in this house, who are your neighbors and who are your brothers?
Everyone.
Everybody. Yeah. And so this is the one thing that we have here in this house that we can do, but this works with every one of you guys out there, right? If your companion or somebody offends you, you gotta be able to do this without anger. And that is extremely hard to do, right? Eli, is it hard to do? Is it hard to respond nicely? Jade, can you respond nicely when Eli is provoking you?
Maybe.
Is it? How many times do we respond nicely when you guys are prodding each other?
1 out of 10.
0. Oh, mom's over there. The only honesty comes from across the room. 0 from mom. Okay, so we need, words of Messiah. We gotta check ourselves. We gotta look ourselves in the mirror on this. Okay, 16. Some of the 12 said, "These things are difficult to understand, and we have the natural failings of men. Give us courage and strengthen us in the cause." Is that what you just said, Eli?
No.
Wait, don't say this, Dad. I have the natural failings of men. I get angry when my brothers attack me. 17. YHWH replied, "Have faith in what you do. For with faith you could move mountains or cause uprooted trees to replant themselves. All things are possible to those who believe them possible." You guys believe you could put a tree back up?
No, I've tried before.
You tried?
I tried before.
You tried with your faith?
Yeah.
Having the tree go back up?
Yes.
How did you do it?
I just told it to go back up. It didn't go back up.
Did you have enough faith, though?
I think I believe it.
When did you do this?
The other day, there was a tree down trying to get back up.
No. Well, sometimes...
I don't think I can use powers like that.
So how do you know?
I don't think I'm allowed to just use it like that.
You don't think so?
I think I should do that for a purpose.
Did you think the tree would go back up, or did you?
I was hoping it would.
Did you?
Yeah.
So maybe your faith just needs to work a little more on faith. I believe this is true. I believe that all of this is powerful. That we have this kind of. I believe that the world around us can conform to the powers if Yah allows the wills them to happen. So if there was a need or a reason that a tree would replant itself, and this was truly a test of faith, I think they would do just like Messiah said. 18. Nevertheless, he strengthened them by a transfer of Ruach HaKodesh, so they had the power of healing. Okay, that was a weird, the word just came up with that, right? So what he was saying in 17 is all things are possible to those who believe them possible. But then he goes, nevertheless, he strengthened them by a transfer of the Ruach HaKodesh, so they had the power of healing.
Because they couldn't understand before. You might have the Ruach for these powers.
You might have to have the Ruach, but I think we are endowed with this. And it said, I think it was earlier in this same book that it says, unless you are keeping the laws of our Creator, you don't have any chance of this kind of stuff. Okay, 8:19. YHWH said, "Those who do not build with me are destroyers of my works, and those who pay lip service only are useless tools. Never judge any man by the words of his mouth, and keep away from those who pour them out in a torrent. Have no dealings with those who do their good deeds in public, and shun those who push themselves forward for attention. A man whose problems are small will readily come to be eased of his burden, while he who carries a heavy load is often inconspicuous." All right, well, thoughts on this, guys? First thing is Messiah calls a guy a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one that called people tools. Messiah says useless tools. Those who are destroyers, and basically those who say they are doing the works of Messiah, and they're just paying him lip service. They're useless to him. The last part of this was interesting. A man whose problems are small will readily come to be eased of his burden, while he who carries a heavy load is often inconspicuous. What do you guys make of this?
What does inconspicuous mean?
It means that you never notice them. You will not notice them, that you just don't see them. But it's the guy, this is what it's saying, right? It's saying the guys with the small loads, people will come to heavily. But there will be the guy that you never ever see because he's not struggling. He's just doing the job. He's just making it happen, right? And so even though it's a real heavy load, this dude's just making it happen. While the other people, that people will come and ease them. Which means, we should be able to carry a heavy load without needing, everybody to come and help us. 20. What you do pays no earthly reward, though the reward elsewhere may be great. It is useless claiming one here. If one of you had a man out plowing, would you say to him on his return, "Come, sit down and rest"? Is it not more likely you would say, "Go and clean yourself, get my meal ready, and after you have finished, go and eat yourself. Then go to rest"? Is any employer grateful because those who work for him do the things for which he pays them? So it should be with you. Having carried out your orders and done your duty, you should simply say, "We have only done the things we were supposed to do." All right, anyone want to take a stab at this?
So he's talking about us, since we have our duties from Yahuwah and Yehoshua told us what to do. We should do what they have told us to do, and then when we're done, we'll be like, we have done only what we're supposed to do. We haven't done any more. We haven't done any less. We've done exactly what you told us to do. We didn't go past your Torah. We didn't do anything against it. We did exactly what you wanted us to do.
Yeah, and we have direction. It is very, very clear direction with the Torah. We know exactly what we're supposed to do. There's no muddy grounds. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We know how we're supposed to act and all of this. Okay, 21. Many will seek to snare you in a net of words, but avoid the meshes spun by their wiles. Never talk about anything not thoroughly and honestly believed. The blind cannot lead the blind, and if they do, fall in a ditch. No man can walk confidently in darkness without a light. The eye is the lamp of the body, and if the lamp is defective, the whole body is in gloom. The Ruach HaKodesh is the lamp of the soul, but if it remains unlit, it serves no purpose. This is so much to glean from this. One of the things that I see out of this is the eye is the lamp of the body. And I've talked extensively, and I've always encouraged people to give up pornography, to give up that adulterous, evil, lustful, sick, satanic world of pornography. And we had a comment from a sub, Mr. Aviator, and he says, for anybody that's out there that's stuck in pornography, that just can't seem to get out of it, it was taken away from him immediately. He prayed and prayed and prayed, couldn't get rid of it, and finally it disappeared. And that lust of evil was gone. And so when you are opening your eyes to see things, whether it be movies, music, or anything, you are opening your soul up, right? You can sit there and see things that can't be unseen. You can hear things that can't be unheard. And you will just be hanging out accidentally in a satanic musical trance because you don't know what you're doing. If you listen to this stuff, if you see this stuff, if you allow yourself to be partakers of it, you can't undo this. And so you don't want to contaminate your mind by allowing your eyes to see things that you should not. 22. Many will mock and scorn you, saying, "Fools, we have full stomachs and soft beds. We have everything for our comfort and needs. What have you?" There is little to be said in reply, for wise men do not mock. knowing that gems of wisdom often fall from the lips of fools. Take no heed of these, for they suffer from a spiritual defect, an ailment, blinding to their own deficiencies while exaggerating the failures of others. Wow. Anyone want to try to explain this one out?
People will attack you for their kind of like the whole plank thing, the planking guy thing.
Yeah.
Basically, when you make a mistake, a little tiny mistake, the person who's done that 10 times over, they'll start attacking you for them because they're upset with you for me.
And the thing that I've noticed with human nature is anytime that people are having a bad day, they will attempt to take this out on others, right? They will take whatever bad incident has happened to them, and they will make it far worse by having a bucket dipper duel, where they take people's buckets of happiness and all of this, and they'll take their little dipper and they will just start attacking them, and it clings people out. Okay, 23. Do not offer bright jewels to dogs, nor place a string of pearls around the necks of swine, or they will be trampled into the ground. The beasts will turn and rend you for not providing bones or husks. So we've heard that before. Do we put like nice clothes or anything on our dogs? Do we give our dogs anything nice? No. Everything our dogs touch usually gets destroyed somehow.
The nicest thing they get is dog collars.
Yeah, dog collars.
And to sleep on beds.
Right. So, we've heard this before, right? Don't get, and what is he talking about here? And a lot of people are like, don't waste your pearls on swine. And, you will sit there and I guess you can argue with a Christian who thinks that pork is made clean, and they don't really care to begin with. But you will sit there and you will tell them the scriptures, and you will give them pearls. And what I consider pearls are the Torah, right? The best of the best, the gold, the most easily obtainable, hard obtainable thing in the world is the Torah. If you don't get this, and if you give these people the pearls of knowledge and of wisdom of what is in Scripture, and they laugh at you, right? And it's the same thing. If you threw them a piece of pork, they would have been happier about it. Okay, 24. Philip said to YHWH, Master, you caution us against anger. Yet were you not angry when a man beat his donkey with a rod? YHWH said, first of all, do we know of the story? Do we know of somebody beating the donkey with a rod?
I don't remember it. I remember he was like comforting the donkey when it's cold.
Well, that part, yeah. We've never seen this. We don't know that story. And so we don't know exactly where that went down. But then YHWH said, I warn you against anger among brothers, or anger relating to yourself. Whoa, silence. Here, should I read this again? I warn you against anger among brothers, or anger relating to yourself. There is a righteous anger which is justified. In all things there are balances and limitations. And to know these, you have the books of wisdom. If a man comes against you threatening harm, he is more dangerous if he is calm and silent than if he is unsteady with anger. The silent biting dog is more to be feared than the barking one. Therefore, is it not in your own interest that I teach you self-control? This is huge. This is the ending. This is where we will actually end on this today, guys. But let's talk about this real quick. We know, okay, so Messiah says there's righteous anger. So not all anger is bad. And what is he talking about? That if a man comes against you threatening harm, he is more dangerous if he is calm and silent than if he's
calm, telling you he's going to hurt you, than anything. That if he's angry, he's just some angry douche.
Well, here's the thing. If somebody's coming at you and they're angry, it's obvious, right? Some guy's coming like screaming, yelling, all of this. The guy that will hurt you is the guy that gets right next to you that you don't know is angry, and he's silent, and he will assassinate you, right? That is the kind of anger. So you either have the guy that's just going crazy, or you have the guy that is more deadly because he will hurt you getting closer. So you can save yourself by the guy screaming, like, okay, this guy shouldn't get close to me. Then it also says the silent biting dog is more to be feared than the barking one. What do you guys make of that?
There are dogs that just bark and never bite, right?
But there's
people that scare them. But there's one that sneak up on you and just completely bite you. And
yeah,
you just hate them.
Yeah, they have. And that's the thing. We've been bit by a lot of dogs. I remember we were over at a place like a couple of years ago, and one of their dogs bit me in the back of the leg. But compared to the bite of these pit bulls, I couldn't even tell it was a bite. I looked back and the thing had just like nipped me. But it's that's what happens, right? They will come out of nowhere. It's a bit and run, and they take you to school. The last thing is, therefore, it is not of your own interest that I teach you self-control. And I guess this is the final thing before my dogs erupt, is that self-control is everything, right? If we don't have self-control, we are going to be lost in sin. We will totally get into a lot of troubles, and self-control is about everything. And guys, it is a preparation day. My dogs are going crazy. We love you guys very much. Have a wonderful day.
All right, shalom.